Hello and welcome back or welcome to the podcast. I'm Gwen Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. How are we doing? I, right now in this moment, am doing so well. I am so appreciative for so many things. Number one is my health. A couple weeks ago, I had this stomach flu, or I don't know, I ate something, or my body just said, you need to lie down. And I got taken out of the game, essentially, of life for 4 days and just had complete food poisoning, couldn't keep any food down. So I am so happy to be able to eat food again, drink water again. Just, I kind of joked it was, yes, it was food poisoning or something, but it was also a spiritual purification. That's how I'm reframing it in my mind. Spiritual purification. Mm. Basically, what I mean by that is I've just cleared any clutter in my brain and my body, and I'm really open to receiving the magic of life. Wow, I'm really starting on one right now. And I'm also really happy because my son got sick for the first time this week. Poor little fella, he's 6 months old and can't blow his nose. And so he caught some bug and he's just been struggling for the last couple of days, but he's coming back to life and he's having a nap now. So record the podcast whilst he sleeps. So I've been so excited to record this podcast because right now in recording, it is the holiday season. And I recently hosted a Christmas celebration at my home for the first time ever. And it went so well, so awesome, if you will. And I've really been reflecting on why it was so good and what I could do because I'm hosting another one, a Christmas Eve celebration for Josh, my husband's side of the family. And it's fun to say, hey, what worked, what didn't? What can we bring forward? So this is me sharing some exciting things that worked and working through a few challenges I had to see if it's hopeful for you or helpful for you. And also it's, whenever anyone's recording a solo episode, it's kind of a note to self as well. So, I'm not like, I have all the answers. I'm learning and sharing as we go. So I want to share a couple of ideas of things that went really well when hosting my first family get together for my side of the family. So I knew I was hosting about a month and a half ahead of time. So something that was really fun that I want to do for anything I host in the future is have an idea capture system. What I mean by that is I'm not somebody that just sits down and figures out the whole plan at 1 minute of what are we going to eat? Are there going to be gifts? Are there going to be games? What are we doing? I'm somebody that has inspiration on the go, on a walk, in a shower, random conversation. So I created a notes app back in November and started just having little ideas. And it was really fun to then, when I sat down to plan it, kind of go through and see what resonates and what doesn't. And a couple of fun things that really did resonate was I'm a big fan of the lifestyle influencer entrepreneur Maddie James, and she had this Christmas tree charcuterie board that she made, and I made that, and it was a hit. And also, one of my sister, her husband, and their kids, they weren't able to make it because they're 5 hours away. So I really wanted to help them feel included. So I was able to send them a gift ahead of time to open on Zoom instead of just being like, hi. There was like an unfolding, a gift, a surprise. So that was really cool. And I really credit my idea capture system for that idea. The second thing that I would bring into my next gathering is to simplify. I went overboard, which happens during the holidays, but I really went a little bit too extra. Like I have two complete pies that are untouched. I have a gingerbread house that's untouched. I realized there was oftentimes I was buying things out of fear of, oh, there's not enough. And there was more than enough. And so, if you're in the midst of buying things, just kind of ask yourself, am I buying this because I love it and I want it, or am I buying this because I'm afraid that it's not going to look like enough? I also have way too much alcohol, way too much. It's like, so different things like that. I'm really going to scale it back and really tune in to hopefully having the perfect amount for the next get together. The next one is setting a personal intention. I wanted everyone to feel like they could be their authentic selves at this party. I really wanted to have people feel like they can just be them. They don't have to put on an act because when you're around family or friends, sometimes if they remember you as a 8-year-old or 15-year-old. And I really wanted to welcome each person as they are today. And that's going to lead into my challenge. But and I also really wanted to have a space of love and comfort. And I really think I pulled that off just in my own energy of just being loving and appreciative to have family getting together. So setting that personal intention gives you that moment to just tune in and remind yourself, this is a beautiful opportunity to hang out with my family, with your family, and you want to enjoy it. So set something that makes you feel good, like could be peace, could be serenity, could be fun, whatever kind of comes to mind easily. The next thing I want to talk about is identifying triggers. So triggers being you're going along, living your life, and all of a sudden someone says something and it sends you on a tailspin, an emotional roller coaster. You're in the chaos. If you don't suffer from triggers, I mean, teach me your ways. I'm working towards it, but um, I'll share with you one trigger that came up and also a really interesting thing I learned about myself that may resonate. So I realized that I wanted everyone to have a good time. And I had everything all planned. Everyone's coming at a certain time. And then one family member texted the night before and said that they were going to be late because they had to work. And so I immediately went, oh no, and started kind of going in a tailspin because I thought, oh no, they're going to show up and we're going to be eating and it's going to be awkward. Or I started to get afraid, like, oh, if they're going to come later, what if they this get in a car crash? Like my head went like, what if, or what if this, what if that? And it was just tail spinning. And so I had to take myself out for a breath of fresh air and just say, it's okay. Authenticity. You want people to show up when they can and as they are. So I just simply texted back. I was saying, oh, thank you so much for letting us know, excited to see you when you get there. Now, wouldn't you know it, I was rewarded by life because the same person who said they were going to be late actually arrived first. They were here first because there were kids coming and there had to be pit stops for one family. Another group was just a little bit behind. And so I just had to laugh at myself because if I had to let myself go and truly noodle on that and get furious over that, which what's the point? I would have I would have just kind of ruined the night, ruined the next day. And it was so amazing that this person showed up first. So that was fascinating. And I also had a very interesting realization about myself, how I really wanted to control everyone's experience and make sure everyone was having a good time. You see how that contrasts from authenticity and then me wanting to control everyone's experience. Like, you're going to have an amazing time. And I realized this about myself when um, somebody was simply sharing about how they were a little bit disappointed about something. And I almost couldn't be with that. I'm like, you're disappointed on the Christmas hangout? No. But that's okay. I had afterwards, after I had a day of reflection, I was like, oh, yeah, people are allowed to be disappointed. They're allowed to be mad. They're allowed to move through their emotions like a human. That is where we're at now. We are allowing ourselves to have the emotion come up, acknowledge it, feel it, and then let it go versus just gloss over it and pretend everything's absolutely perfect. And for someone like me, that would lead to um, burying it down, and then you bury it with like food or alcohol or too much caffeine, and you're just like, shove it down, feeling go away, versus just let it be out, let it go. So those were two interesting things I realized, and I really want to take that forward of just if anyone has an honest, authentic share that they have something to say to me. I'm not instantly trying to like flip it to a positive because that can be annoying. Compassion over positivity that is not necessary in that moment. So a couple other things that were just really helpful was accepting help. I do have a 6-month-old newborn. I've never hosted a Christmas celebration before. And I also don't really eat meat. So, and I wanted to still offer turkey to everyone else that eats meat. So my mom suggested that she actually helps make the turkey. And I thought, that's wild. Like, why would I, I'm hosting it. I should probably do the main thing. But then I thought, I don't know, her turkeys are good. Maybe that'll be good. And so I accepted the help, and it was so cool because they actually my mom and dad rented a hotel close to where we lived. And my mom, who's an early bird, literally woke up, got some coffees, came to my house at 6:30 in the morning, and we gabbed a bit, and she put the turkey in the oven at 6:30 in the morning. So it was kind of a cute bonding experience. And also, the turkey was great. I did try a bit, just had to try it, but I uh, really thought that was a fun thing to accept that help. And also, uh, my sisters brought different side dishes. One sister brought so many desserts. It was like, wow, I really did not need any desserts. And it was actually cool too because my sister brought a Persian dish called ash reshte, I believe. And it was so good. It was like a noodle dish with chickpeas and a lot of different herbs. And I've never had it. And it was really cool that she brought that. And it was really good leftovers. And also, Liam had ash reshte as a 6-month-old. So don't know if that's allowed, but he did it and he liked it. So that was really fun. And the last thing I will note that is fascinating in the midst of the fun family intensity chaos, you got to take care of your essentials. I realized at one point, I realized, when's the last time I drank water? When's the last time I went to the bathroom? Like, I've just been running around. And that can be your little oasis. Just go into the bathroom and like breathe, breathe. And also noting if you are drinking alcohol, my mom had a great tip about, hey, maybe don't drink until like most of the work is done. Or that caffeine thing, it's so easy to just have more and more coffee for me to just try and like keep the energy high. But really, you want to remind yourself as often as you can that you want to treat your body like you love it. And one of the ways I did that was the next day, I was able to, we didn't plan anything, and we were able to decompress and just watch Taylor Swift, the Eras tour, and just hang out and just chill out and do not much of anything to just rest and recover. So that is my share today about the awesome holiday celebration and realizations, new awarenesses, just appreciation for family and having the opportunity to spend time with loved ones. I am really in the nurture zone, in the loving life zone, and really just trying to enjoy life. So this was a beautiful experience. And so I really hope as we go into Christmas or into more holiday celebrations and New Year's, that you take really good care of yourself, whether you're hosting or attending, and allow people to be who they are. Release judgment as often as you can. Judging is not the vibe. Everyone's going through different stuff, and we have no idea why they're doing the things they're doing. So just let that go. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and love to hear from you if you have any comments, questions, curiosities, and if you want to share with me about your awesome holiday celebration. I received a voice note that I have not listened to yet due to sickness, but I'm very excited. So if you want to send me a voice note as well on Spotify, please feel free, or rate and review on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. Drop a comment, drop a like. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you so much for tuning in. I wish you an absolutely awesome day.